guys, welcome back to Reading Resolutions. Today I'm going to be talking about 2015. Now guys, I'm apologizing ahead of time if you hear any random music. I'm really sorry, but my neighbors have no concept of time or courtesy or anything. I work till 1 in the morning and I've been listening to this since about 6, 7 o'clock. So yeah, but anyway, I know in 2014 I dropped the ball big time. It's been over 6 months since I uploaded a video, and overall that's just because my life and my job really took a number on me. Basically I had to deal with the health of a family member, and then my job had some really big things happening this year, and that took up so much of my time. So it's different now that I finally have the time. I can sit down, I can vlog again, and it's really weird for me. So we're just gonna kind of take this slowly, and hopefully I'll get back into the swing of things and I can start getting back on to doing what I wanted to do last year, which was to slowly get myself used to vlogging, used to talking to a camera and not a person. And yeah, so we're gonna move on from there. Now, I'm gonna slowly introduce a few projects along the way. We're gonna talk about where I've been, what I said and did in 2014, and where I'm going this year in 2015, since it's New Year's Day and I'm filming. Now, in 2014, I did challenge myself to read 100 books, out of which I read 92. I read a total, I just looked at my Goodreads not too long ago, I read a total of 38,184 pages. I feel that overall, when you consider that out of those 92 books, at least 4 or 5 of them had over 8,000 pages involved, and I read the entire Harry Potter series. I feel that I definitely I exceeded what I should have. When you consider 100 books could have been, 100 of like these things. Young Jedi Knights. I'm going to be pulling this out a couple times, so be prepared to see this again. But, like this is only 200 pages, and I was reading like 4,000 or 5,000 page monsters. Plus I read, like I said, the entire Harry Potter series, which, Order of the Phoenix is the thickest one, and that's over 800 pages long. I mean, when you average it out to like books this size, and a lot of people read 100 books like this size, and those stupid Harlequin, again, don't get me started on Harlequin novels, but when you think about it that way, I definitely exceeded what most people would with 100 books when you look at the pages. So I would consider that reading challenge a success. For 2015, my reading challenge will be to read 75 books, and I will be tracking these, and I will be talking about how I'm going to be tracking these later in this video. But I will be reading 75 books, and out of those 75 books, I want 50 of them to follow the guidelines. Pop Sugar released an image. It's all over Tumblr, and I think it's been on Twitter a couple times, and I know it's been on my Pinterest like crazy. It's their 2015 reading challenge, and they have 50 different things like read a graphic novel, read a book over 500 pages, read a book by your favorite author that you haven't read before. There's a long list of different things to read, and I will be following that list in some weird way. I will be reading my books in whatever order I choose to, and I will be completing those goals through my reading as I continue through the year. And as I get closer to the end of the year, obviously I'll look at what I haven't used and incorporate that way. So I am working on that. I'm also working on a TBR jar. I realize that I have over 90 books that I haven't read, or I haven't read in so long that I actually forgot the premise of it. Especially when you're talking about my Star Wars novels. There's a lot of books I've read for many years. I've read the entire expanded universe since my high school years, And out of the 35 years of Expanded Universe, I've been reading for at least 20 of them, and clearly I forgot a lot. Especially when, if you noticed one of my last book hauls, I had 15 Star Wars books, and I was like, I don't remember what this book's about. But yeah, no, I have those also listed on my TBR list, just because I want to get back into it. I am already actually back into the world. I started the Fate of the Jedi, which was the last arc before Disney went on the Expanded Universe. We'll get there. So I am reading those right now. I'm actually stuck because I have books 1 and 2, books 4 and 5, but I don't have book 3. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, so I do have a TBR. I think I'm gonna make a TBR jar because there's so many times I look at my shelves and I can't see some of the books that I haven't read. And then I'm like, what do I want to read? And I literally stare at my shelves for 20 minutes going, what do I want to read? And then I pull out a book I've already read. And I know by heart. Go figure. So, yeah, there's that. So I will be working on that, but I haven't gotten to that yet. Again, one of my last videos was about my Star Wars book project. And that was to compile a list and start tracking and buying and getting all the Star Wars novels with that crappy Legends banner across the top of them, because I do not want that Legends banner. If I have to buy a book with that stupid Legends banner, I'm going to cry. I'm going to say that right now. But it's really, really hard to compile a list of all the Star Wars books when some of the arcs, I feel, are only available in the comic and graphic novel form, and there's no real way of tracking all that. I'm going to pull Vortex out real quick. The adult novels were very convenient near the end to create these beautiful timelines in the front. And these were on hardback and paperbacks, had these timelines. And it broke it down from the Old Republic to the Legacy / Fate of the Jedi era. And these are all the adult novels. These do not include, again, sorry, you're seeing this, the Young Jedi Knights, which are like, now they'd be classified middle grade, but they were, you know, children's chapter books. So now they would be classified probably more middle grade series. But it doesn't include these. It doesn't include any of the kids' books, you know, like the Jedi Apprentice and stuff like that. It doesn't include any of those. It doesn't include any graphic novels. So those arcs, there's no list of all these fun things. This is my Wookiee cookbook. There's actually a second one of this. And there was also, you know, the books, the Path of the Jedi, the Jedi Path, the Path of the Sith, and the Bounty Hunter's Codex. It doesn't include those books. It doesn't include any of the essential guides or the character encyclopedias or the book which features the entire look of Episode 1, which is all the costumes, which, hey
guys, if you're going to spend like 60 to 80 bucks on a book, get those costume books from like Star Wars and some of these movies, because those things are absolutely gorgeous. I almost had my hands on a Hunger Games auction where it was all the Hunger Games costumes and the auction pieces. It was beautiful. I almost had my hands on it, and then the guy was like, no, I'm not selling that. And I was like, so, like, why did you have it out in your store if you're not going to sell it and you're a resale store? I wanted to cry because it was just gorgeous. Like, they had detailed images of all these. Okay, I'm getting off track. But yeah, if you ever see costuming books for a great franchise such as Hunger Games or Star Wars, pick those up. They're beautiful, beautiful books and great coffee table like placers. Just because, no offense, if you have a great franchise such as like the Hunger Games or Star Wars or anything like that, where you can actually take a whole book that creates the character costuming, I promise you, if your friends love that series, they're gonna look at those costumes because some of the details, they don't show up. I have the Blu-ray of Hunger Games, and I have never ever in my life noticed that on the bottom of Katniss's red interview dress, you know, the girl on fire dress, I never noticed there was beadwork on the little frilly things that catch on fire. Never noticed that until I got my hands on this auction book, and I swear to God, if I ever find an auction book for sale, I'm picking it up because, oh my God, that book, I don't care if it was for an auction and it was just, you know, little, no, I don't care. That book, if you find it, I want it. Please let me know if you find it.
But yeah, so back to my Star Wars project. None of those books are included on, obviously, that list, that timeline. So to actually sit down, find all these books, find all the history of these books. It's really, really hard. And then on top of that, to know that I have to find all these books in thrift stores or, you know, online, it's really, really, really time consuming. So I really haven't had the time to focus on that, and I did have a few files, but they got corrupted, or I lost them, or I deleted them. I don't remember what happened, but they're not there anymore. So, yeah, there's that. Then lastly, I want to introduce, I am dropping my Reading Resolutions Tumblr. I'm not dropping it completely, as in deleting it. I'm just, right now, I'm in the process of deciding whether I want to keep it there or, well, I won't say or, because from here on out, anything to do with my books will now be an extension of, I am introducing my 365-day project, which is to blog. I want to take, I have a Tumblr right now. It can always move over. For the first year, I wanted to stay on Tumblr. After that, I will continue on in other formats, probably WordPress or Blogger or something like that. But right now, I want to leave it on Tumblr. I'm introducing a 365-day blog where all I'm going to do is be posting about stuff about me, stuff about my life, my thoughts, books, movies, everything, anything I want to talk about, anything I want to get off my chest. I'm going to start doing some creative writing exercises on there. It's literally going to be like a big blog of everything. I just want to make sure I have at least one post up a day. That's all I want to do. I want to make sure, just get into that habit of being creative and getting things out and just writing down. I feel like I internalize so much, and I just don't get in the habit of sharing everything I want to share. And, for instance, like, when it comes to books, and the reason Reading Resolutions, the blog was failing for me is because there was times where, like, I read It's Kind of a Funny Story, and I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't want to talk about the book. I wanted to talk about what the book made me think about and what it made me feel. And it's just, where does that sit in a book blog? I mean, it's not talking about the book. In case you guys don't know what It's Kind of a Funny Story is, I have the movie tie-in cover. It wasn't a choice, it was what I found. I do kind of like the original cover, which is the head map thing, which is a big part of the book. But this is the movie cover. This is about a teenager who gives into his depression and tries to commit suicide, but then he catches himself, calls a suicide hotline, and basically Baker acts himself. And so he's put into a mental ward and put under observation for a few days, and he meets these various characters, and it's, again, mental health and everything like that. But he didn't want to talk about the book. I wanted to talk about what the book meant to me as a reader, and that it was that I've wanted to talk about, I have friends that battle depression. I have friends that have had suicide thoughts. I mean, I have my own, you know, I have my own issues, which I don't like to talk about. But, again, it makes you think, and all I wanted to do after I read this was talk about what this made me think about the issues in today's society regarding mental health. It had nothing to do with the book. It was just, that's what I wanted to do. And maybe one day I will get around to that. Maybe I'll read this again someday and get those thoughts and everything and put them out. But right now that's, you know, not happening. But yeah, that's kind of like what I want this blog to be about, is how I react to things in my life and how I, you know, proceed. So there's that. Yeah, there's that. And I will put all the links down below. I'm going to add my 365 Tumblr down there. I'm going to put my Twitter. I don't know if you guys want to follow me on Pinterest. If you do, let me know. I will put Pinterest there. That's pretty much all I'm going to post, is Twitter, Pinterest, and my Tumblr blog. After that, there's really not much out there. And even then, just so you guys know, like, if you guys want to ever follow my Pinterest, I can put it out there, but whatever. I mean, whatever. It's mostly, like, costuming and fan art and just a bunch of stuff I like. I don't put a lot of book stuff on there. I'll be honest. I don't. So, that's about it for this video. I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. I'm planning to do a best of 2014 today on my video list. And after that, we'll see. Okay? Goodbye!